Welcome back to the channel and prepare yourself for a descent into terror. Tonight, we've got 3 bone-chilling stories, true tales that will haunt your dreams. These are the kinds of stories that will crawl under your skin and stay with you long after you've finished watching. So lock your doors, turn off the lights, and prepare to be terrified, because these stories are not for the faint of heart. If you think you're brave enough to handle it, keep watching, because you definitely don't want to miss the nightmares that await. Picture this: a rambling Victorian mansion perched atop a windswept hill, its silhouette a jagged scar against the dying light. This, my friends, is no ordinary house. This is the infamous house on Harbinger Lane, a place where shadows whisper secrets and every floorboard creaks with the weight of unspeakable horrors. Our story begins, as they often do, with a family full of hope and dreams, moving into what they thought was their dream home. The Carter family, John, Mary, and their 2 young children, Lily and Ethan, were blissfully unaware of the darkness that awaited them within those ancient walls. The first few days were deceptively calm, but then the whispers started. Soft, sibilant murmurs that seemed to emanate from the very walls themselves. Lily, the youngest, was the first to see it, a fleeting glimpse of a shadowy figure at the edge of her vision, gone as quickly as it appeared. Then came the cold spots, pockets of icy air that sent shivers down their spines, even in the heat of summer. Doors creaked open and slammed shut with no explanation. Footsteps echoed in the dead of night. The Carters, once so excited about their new home, were now living in a perpetual state of fear. One night, Mary woke to a blood-curdling scream. Rushing to Lily's room, she found her daughter cowering beneath the covers, her eyes wide with terror. "The man in the shadows," Lily whimpered. "He was here!" Desperate, John contacted a paranormal investigator, a man named Dr. Richard Hayes, known for his level-headed approach to the supernatural. Dr. Hayes, armed with his EMF reader and a healthy dose of skepticism, stepped into the house on Harbinger Lane. What he found there shook him to his core. The EMF reader spiked wildly, picking up on an unnatural energy that seemed to crackle in the air. As he ventured deeper into the house, he felt an oppressive presence, a feeling of being watched by unseen eyes. In the attic, he discovered a dusty old journal, its pages filled with frantic scribblings. It belonged to the previous owner, a man driven to madness by the very same entity that now tormented the Carters. The journal spoke of a tragedy, a family torn apart by greed and betrayal, their patriarch meeting a gruesome end within those very walls. His rage, it seemed, had seeped into the foundation of the house, transforming it into a prison for his tormented soul. Armed with this knowledge, Dr. Hayes knew he had to act quickly. The entity, fueled by the family's fear, was growing stronger. He performed a cleansing ritual, filling the house with the scent of sage and the sound of ancient chants. Slowly, the oppressive atmosphere began to lift. The whispers faded, the cold spots vanished, and the shadowy figure that had haunted little Lily's dreams retreated back into the darkness. The house on Harbinger Lane was finally at peace. But the Carter family, forever scarred by their experience, could never bring themselves to stay. They packed their belongings, leaving behind the horrors of Harbinger Lane, but forever carrying the chilling memories of the haunted house on the hill. The house remains abandoned to this day, a stark reminder that some doors are best left unopened and some secrets are better left buried. Our next story plunges us into the heart of the Alaskan wilderness, a land of haunting beauty and merciless nature, where the line between reality and nightmare dissolves with the falling snow. It's here, in this remote and desolate landscape, that we uncover the terrifying tale of Amelia Croft, a young photographer who vanished without a trace. Amelia, known for her fearless spirit and breathtaking wildlife photography, had set out on a solo expedition to capture the elusive Northern Lights. Armed with her camera, a backpack full of supplies, and a heart filled with wonder, she ventured into the vast, unforgiving expanse of the Alaskan wilderness. Days turned into weeks, and Amelia's stunning photographs, capturing the raw, eerie beauty of the Arctic wilderness, continued to flood her social media feeds. Her followers were entranced by her adventures, vicariously experiencing the thrill of the unknown through her lens. Then, silence. Amelia's once active online presence went dark. Her messages went unanswered. Fear gnawed at the edges of her followers' excitement, replacing it with a chilling dread. Where was Amelia? What had happened to her in that vast and merciless wilderness? A search and rescue team was dispatched, their hopes dwindling with each passing hour. The Alaskan wilderness, unforgiving at the best of times, seemed to be guarding its secrets jealously. Days turned into weeks, and still there was no sign of Amelia. The search party, battered by the elements and running low on hope, stumbled upon a deserted campsite. A half-eaten meal lay abandoned, a camera bag tossed carelessly on the ground. It was Amelia's. The camera, miraculously undamaged, held within its memory card the last remnants of Amelia's journey. Chillingly, the photos revealed something sinister lurking at the edge of Amelia's final photographs. A blurry figure, shrouded in shadow, appeared in the background of several shots. Its eyes, two glowing embers in the darkness, seemed to follow Amelia's every move. The photos sparked a flurry of speculation. Was Amelia being hunted? Had she stumbled upon something malevolent in the wilderness? Or was it something far more mundane, a trick of the light, a figment of a sleep-deprived mind? The police, however, remained skeptical. The figure in the photos was too indistinct to be conclusive. The case, they declared, was still a missing persons case, but the lack of answers only fueled the growing unease. Years have passed, and Amelia Croft remains missing. Her disappearance, a chilling reminder of the merciless nature of the Alaskan wilderness and the secrets it holds. Did Amelia simply lose her way, succumbing to the elements? Or did something more sinister befall her in that vast and desolate landscape? The answer, like Amelia herself, remains lost in the wilderness. For our final story tonight, we journey to a forsaken stretch of highway in rural Nevada, where a solitary, decaying motel stands as a grim beacon for lost souls. This is no ordinary roadside inn, though. This is the Hotel at World's End, a place where reality itself unravels, and the veil between our world and the next is perilously thin. Our tale centers around a young couple, David and Sarah, driving cross-country in search of adventure and an escape from their mundane lives. Lost and exhausted after hours of driving, they stumbled upon the eerie neon glow of the Hotel at World's End sign, a beacon of false hope in the desolate landscape. The motel, shrouded in an oppressive silence, seemed abandoned. The air was thick with the weight of countless untold horrors, and a sinister energy crackled beneath the surface, sending chills down their spines. Despite the unsettling atmosphere, exhaustion overcame their fear, and they decided to stay the night. The motel manager, a gaunt, unsettling man with eyes that seemed to hold ancient, malevolent secrets, greeted them with a disconcerting smile and a cryptic warning to beware the night. Their room, at the end of a long, dimly lit corridor, was filled with an oppressive silence. The flickering neon sign outside cast grotesque shadows on the walls, and every creak of the floorboards echoed like a sinister whisper. As the night wore on, the oppressive feeling grew stronger. David, unable to shake off the feeling of being watched, found himself drawn to the window. Outside, the desert stretched out before him, a vast and empty expanse beneath the watchful gaze of a million stars. Then he saw it. A figure, tall and skeletal with eyes that burned like hot coals, stood at the edge of the desert, its gaze fixed on him with a malevolent intensity. David blinked, and the figure vanished. He turned to Sarah, his heart pounding in his chest. "Did you see that?" he whispered, his voice trembling. Sarah, her face pale, shook her head. "See what?" she asked, her voice barely a whisper. David, unsure if he imagined it or not, decided to brush it off, but the feeling of dread lingered, a knot of fear tightening in his stomach. Sleep, when it finally came, was filled with nightmarish visions. Visions of the skeletal figure, its burning eyes boring into his soul, haunted his every thought. He woke with a start, drenched in a cold sweat, the feeling of unseen eyes watching his every move. He looked over at Sarah, her face pale, her eyes wide with terror. "David," she whispered, her voice trembling, "I saw it too." They didn't wait for morning. Gathering their belongings in a frenzy, they raced out of the room, desperate to escape the suffocating atmosphere of the hotel at World's End. As they sped away, the neon sign, flickering erratically in the rearview mirror, seemed to mock their fear. The hotel at World's End, a place where nightmares bled into reality, faded into the distance, leaving them forever changed by their brief encounter with the unknown. They never spoke of their experience again, but the memory of that night, the chilling image of the skeletal figure with burning eyes, remained etched in their minds. A stark reminder that some roads are best left untraveled and some doors are best left unopened. Well, there you have it. 3 true horror stories that prove sometimes reality can be scarier than fiction. Which one will haunt your dreams tonight? Share your nightmares in the comments below. And if you dare to enjoy these tales of terror, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future spine-chilling stories. Until next time, stay safe out there, and remember, keep those lights on.